And we're now back for our fourth map here at the PUBG Mobile Open 2. Wherein we have witnessed really interesting happenings from earlier on with Mata Ladies and Glimpse of Stera being eliminated early in the match unexpectedly. And we have been able to finally see IHC Goddess being able to take a share of the chicken dinners that we had here. And now, here is the updated
Woohoo!
scoreboard. Quite close points.
Woohoo! No, I like this feeling. It's like very close into the heartbeat. But the heartbeats of these ladies are definitely beating fast. Meta, Asteria, and Estra, they are very close to one another, sniffing each other out like a cat. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But yeah, of course, this not disregard all these other teams because they are quite consistent, especially top five. They have been there. She just I got my footing right, so they're gonna catch up. And of course, Mystic with very good rotations, and they managed
Yeah.
to get their number five spot. So it's all about timing. It's all about who's gonna get that first blood and that last few blood. So who can farm the better more. But you know what? I made a mistake just now. So we're not gonna fly into the OG map. We're gonna fly to where are we going, Mochi?
It's still in the sand dunes and the very hot Miramar. And it is going to be the second time for today, but at the same time, we all know who excelled in this map. And this might already be an opportunity for Mata Ladies to get back up, considering that earlier on they've been able to garner, well, rather, a glimpse of Asterum has been able to garner a lot. And I guess these two will be able to go for the showdown once again this time.
Yep. Or unless somebody decides to go sneaky
Oh,
on Mata Ladies. Maybe gonna take the first contest and IHC. Oh no, they're not. They're gonna go into their place, which is Montano Evo. So far nobody will disturb each other drop spot. They're gonna be happy where they are. Again, it really depends on where the circle will be. We're gonna see G or Asteria, glimpse of Asteria, where they're gonna go. So the last time we saw, they had a contest with Mystic. So I
mm-hmm.
think now they know better. Mystic is saying, you know what, they're gonna go to the lower portion. We're gonna go to right smack in the middle. We're not gonna meet at all. So at least they will salvage a few of the members. But wait a minute, over in Picado, oh, we are seeing Sapphire with Mata Ladies. Oh no!
Yep, and it seems like Madaladies wouldn't be able to let them go. They know they have the advantage in this one. They already got some guns from the households that they've come from, and as well as the fact that there's already an opportunity for them to hunt them down one by one. They've been able to secure one already. This is not indeed a really good start or such a great start for Grim because they already lost one, and it would be really dangerous for them to go for the contestment if ever they decide to do so. Just not anymore. Yep, -1.
Oh, don't give them points. Don't give them points. Come on, Sapphire. This is the time to fight. Oh, but it
No!
wasn't ready. Oh no. Meta is so fast and quick like that, like Sonic. But Grim Sapphire will say 2 points is enough. I'm not gonna give you any more. And they're gonna reset and loot elsewhere. No Picado for you. So Ness and also Visa is the only one alive. They have got vehicles, no problem. And Meta, they have ahead of 2 points already.
Speed aggression. Like a tornado, they've been able to wipe out a couple of members here from the side of Grim, and I guess they have been able to go for the disengagement and said, you know what, let's not be that hot. I mean, this desert is already hot enough. Why not? Let's just chill for a second. We'll be able to accumulate a couple of points for ourselves. But you know what? At this point in time, I don't really know if they would decide to still push it through or not anymore. Maybe in later encounters, yes, but if
Uh-huh.
ever that they want to do that, they're most likely welcome to do so. Like, there will be no problem about it at all because we all know how great they are in terms of their uh duos as well. But I guess they decided
Uh-huh.
to leave. They left the area or the perimeter where Grims is on right now. So
Mm-hmm.
more time for them to loot, more time for them to go for a reset, and hopefully they will be able to go for the revenge arc here for Mata leaders later on, despite of the
Yep.
odds.
Yep. But here we go. Some beautiful shots from the observer using. his masculine hands.
Yes, go.
Go, go, observer. Let us see Miramar. We want to see more. We are seeing La Caberia, guys. This is the eagle eye of La Caberia.
Yep.
Beautiful landscapes with a little bit of that
Infrastructures,
stones.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool equipment, dude.
Yeah.
Yep.
he's,
So
he's trying his best. We can see that. Oh,
yes.
nice. Like zooming in into
Ooh,
the crane. Woo!
ooh,
Roller
sheesh.
coaster.
Let's go. Let's get a ride in Miramar for the meantime while nothing's actually happening yet. What a great time for us to be
Yeah.
entertained here. Props to
Yeah.
the observer.
I wonder if he can, like, show us Oasis, but nobody is there except for Rich. But we were there. We were there once, so now it's okay. It's okay, observer. Show us another place.
Let's go. For the meantime, they're just looting. I mean, it's still the same
Yeah.
thing. Miramar is such of a big map, so other than what unfortunate circumstances that happened from earlier on, I don't think that there will be any more interactions that's gonna happen soon, except for these two teams down below, which is the Glimpse of Asteran as well as Mystique.
Uh huh.
So they're quite close in terms of scores, right? This is 37 and 34, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
So
you're right.
yeah, if ever that they try to wipe out each other, that would just mean that they'll be able to breach the bounds in terms of their score differences and make it a bit more harder for the other team to catch up.
Uh-huh. And I would say the difference between Meta, why are they so good? Because it's their game
Yeah.
engagement and the synergy, I would say, for these ladies. They know exactly what their members are about to do. That's why they got the cover fire ready. They are very fast and quick. Not disregarding all these other teams who have made it into the finals from yesterday. All of them have great steps, have great tactical skills. But it's all about how you're gonna be the best out of the best, and that's why Meta has showed us many a times that it's not that they are like that. It's because of your experience. It's because one of the reasons is this name, it has been a while, it has been there for a while from Thailand. That's why we kind of recognize a few of these names coming back, and it's just that because they had a good name back then, so it's
Mm-hmm.
important for them to keep that consistency, the vibes. And if you can see the group, or you can see the comments, a lot of people are calling out for these particular teams who have already made a statement somewhere back in
Yeah.
2019, or even earlier or later. So because they have been there and they are now here, they are still showing us that kind of momentum, that kind of statement. And then that's the reason why these ladies are ready for everything. And of course, looking into Meta again, because currently they are number one. You're not being biased or what. They are number one. They have chose a spot in Miramar in Picado, and Picado is usually where teams who are into aggression, into the first few early engagements. This is exactly where they would be, because that's the best place to loot. A lot of good teams would come out in Picado, and hence. A team that goes down there, exactly their identity. They are aggressive. They don't care
Mm-hmm.
about push. They would just fight, no problem.
Yeah, I have to agree, but at the same time, I'm really looking for Range and Lee Sassy to actually step up their game, because at this current time,
Huh?
they're really having difficulty to trying to go for the counters here. If ever that they will be meeting a specific team, they're having a
Huh?
difficult time into trying to gain the upper hand, and hopefully that they will be able to accumulate more points here for the later maps. Though there might be, or it might be highly difficult for them to go and offer a comeback and make themselves belong to the top five if ever. But at least they'll be able to use these grounds as another source of improvement, and at least know or gain more information how the other teams actually play. It will be pretty difficult for them to actually learn that if ever that they'll be eliminated such of an early time in the match. So yeah, I guess that they'll be able to have a better feel of things, as well as establish a good feet within these grounds. And yeah, they're even going for the late rotations. Interesting enough.
Yeah, you can see that a lot of these teams are gearing up. They know where to avoid first, especially meeting up with a few of these teams who would go in the pinnacle or the center portion of where the current circle is. And I'm not surprised if she actually chose into that place first, because usually that's where they would go, in the center of of not nowhere, but the center
Hmm.
of the circle. Oh, we see a kill feed here with that machine gun, and it's coming from. There you go. We are seeing Juicy getting contested. I'm not sure by who. Who is around the area? Hello, anybody?
Four
Ah,
strangers.
oh, so they came to fight. I see. I see.
Seems like they're quite confident with what they've been able to achieve from earlier on. I mean, they managed to shut Mata down, so I guess they would be any reason for them to actually back out against ES Juicy. But at the same time,
Mm-hmm.
I think this is quite risky because Peach is already put down here, so it will be quite difficult for them to actually go and revive their friend. But at the same time, if ever they'd go for the trades, I think it'd still be doable. But as of the moment, I think not anymore because it is already like a 4v3, right?
Yeah. It's a 4v3. Definitely, they're gonna do a little bit of the reset. Now, this is a time for Juicy to do a comeback, because they have not really gotten good ones. Yeah, that was right in front of face. Lucky a cover fire was there indeed.
Hmm.
If not, Sushi would have went down. She was running out, but lucky for her, getting a cover fire. Now it's a good trade off. Four strangers would be a little bit scared this time, or not scared. I think they would take the challenge. They won't back off. They would come in, but who was shot
Oh!
first? Woo! Abby goes down. Is that
Oh
a wipe out? No,
my.
it's not.
Problem though. Oh, they still try to go for the contestant despite the odds and numbers. They're going to push through. Rara trying to go for the shots. One more shot away. Popum's gonna be down,
Wow.
and now that is going to be just one more main
Wow.
member. Is there? Oh no, no more. 4
Mm-hmm.
SE
Mm-hmm.
is entirely wiped out this fourth map.
Oh, do you guys see how the last lady got eliminated? That was such a bold move from Boba Milk. She was so confident. She was like, you're gonna spray me," because she could have seen Abby was doing a TPP. She knows the movement, so she could have took the pre-fire. But because Boba's milk shots was so on point, it's so painful and it's so hard to deal with. That's the reason why she got it. But here we go, an engagement from Astra Esports to IHC. These two are from the same representative from Mongolia. So we're gonna see if they're
Oh.
gonna commit, or they're gonna, nah, we're gonna find you later.
This is actually not looking good for Astra Easters, all because of the fact that we are already seeing some of the members here for the side of IHC
Ooh,
Goddesses being able to prep themselves up in
nice.
their own positions. Yep, seems like there's already someone down here, and they have to go there if ever that they really want to go for the recipe. Numbers matter, and I am quite interested as to knowing if IHC Goddess would still try and push them through, go for the first, the close engagements or the close battles. We're not entirely sure. But if ever they will be able to do that, I guess that would be really, really advantages for them. I guess they're already closing up the distances.
Are you gonna go for the distances and a little bit of the pushing? I'm seeing the flank happening from Victoria. Ay,
Ooh,
ay, ay. Be careful. But yep, she's gonna do the rotate with a little bit of the cliffs, doing a bit of the cover. But Mata, I think if Mata can hear this, they're gonna participate in this fight. Now, this is not looking good, but hey, circle is in Picado. I hate this circle, but yeah, this is a bad circle because, ow, Picado, you're gonna get compound fights. And compound fights, it's hard to do. You gotta keep kissing the walls in order for you to
mm-hmm.
get somebody off guard. But wow, look at Sophia trying to
Good
feed onto
angle.
areas. Ay, 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 ay. But Victoria, no chance to survive. Third party already happening in Miramar. Again, this is the same team that actually stopped IHC in the second game of Miramar earlier on. And now Abby, oh wait, um Anna's already realized that, hey, I know somebody's here, and now she gotta make sure that she's not seen by Grim Sapphire, because she was actually taking the fight with um Extra Esports, but got cordoned off. Mikasa's already down, so they got to reposition. Yeah, exactly what they're doing. They're going to reposition themselves to focus fire onto one fight. But I hope they won't get themselves and run into Mata, because Mata is right smack in Picado. Nobody would want to do that. There's Rage over on the other side. Oh no, be careful. Picking up places, picking a spot. Oh no, 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 no. Anna, be careful.
But yeah, knowing of how aggressive IHC God is also play, I think there is still a high probability that they will be able to carry on and counter range. But with this type of stakes, I wouldn't actually recommend risking all that because we also have another team here on the lookout. They're already being pinpointed here by Astra Esports, and we all know that Astra Esports is one of our strong contenders right now. And if ever that they will be able to get more team kills and been able to place themselves at the top five, that would just mean that it would be easier for them to go for the top two because that's just like 4 points that they had to catch up on, and if that will be the case, then it would give them the security for top two as well.
Yeah, top two indeed. Oh, but look at that. They are already spotting one another being a third party. Suddenly they became a third party. They are inviting people to come towards them. Now, this is very smart of IHC. They are outnumbered a bit in a sense. We've got only 3 people on board. They managed to get one in the trap, and already rule is already out. I would say it is a given point for IHC. Again, being very smart, using their mind games. They know exactly
Yeah.
what they're going to do, and they're going to try to take precedence on that first. On the other hand, we are seeing a kill feed here. This is Rage. They have met up with Meta and
Oh,
Meta 1%. I went down, but that's Spray Duka.
oh
Again, this is the
no.
player that has always hit on top of that spot because Duka yesterday she carried an MG3 but she used M4 instead of MG3. Now I know the reason why, because we can see that she's very confident with this gun. Not much of a, she don't have to really set herself up. Every sprays will hit the spot. So now Duka is not able to confirm the kill, so Duka will have to go back and try to do a revival, but Sushi already have a heads up exactly as to where Duka might go, so it is a good time to push. At the same time, you have to think about, oh, you know what, circle is not on us. You gotta kiss the perimeters first. Yep, I think that's a better way to take the game rather than to be a third party at this point of time. But again, if you want to do a third party, they can do a feed, they can do a farm, but it's also quite risky.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess I would just mean ESFM just getting all the information that they can get here from IC and Astra Esports, and if ever that the time is right, they can actually go in and go involve themselves in the party. But now look at this. Duka is trying to go for the close uh close cases here. They want to go and push further, and seems like they're really confident in doing so. The range, on the other hand, might actually meet up against ESFM Juicy potentially because Munchie is already eyeing them, to be honest. But at the same time, we'll be seeing our members here for the side of IUC God is being able to take someone down from Astra Esports, and even some
Ooh, I
light
see.
engagements from Glimpse of Asteria.
You know what? I see. They had to go to the lobby, so they just got their footings earlier on, and unfortunately, again, getting engaged in quite
Too
early.
bad.
So this is something smart that I would say, Meta did. And IHC keep getting themselves into, but it
Mm-hmm.
just says one thing about IHC: they're all about aggressiveness. They don't want to go for passive gameplay at
Oh,
all. So Meta is doing a little bit of the passive aggressive. They know that they're number one now. Nothing is going to stop them except for a glimpse of Asteria. And now Rage will make it a bit difficult for Meta. They got themselves one knockout, but Meta, all the four members are still up and running. Oh, a glimpse of Asteria. Speaking of the devil, they just made themselves into the circle. So this is a threat for Meta because in the scoreboard right now, it's a glimpse of Asteria is very, very close to Meta's points. So if they
yeah.
manage to get Meta too soon or something like
Three
that, I think
more.
they can take precedence out of it. But here we go. We are seeing Meta here trying to take engagements of two teams that is coming in. This is Mystique.
Yep, and at least just before that time comes that glimpses have been able to approach them, there's already an opportunity for them to actually get some or rack up some kill points. But I don't think that they will be able to do that because it is a different discipline that we are seeing here right now. Their behavior entirely changed from earlier being so aggressive right now. You know what? Let's just go with this compound. Let's just stay here and as much as possible get all the information we need, but not entirely enough to engage with anyone because we want to go down the safer route. And now there's just 7 more teams remaining, still quite a lot, but you get the point that they're trying to go for the longer survival game here. And as much as possible, if ever that they'll be able to to get an opportunity, it must be something that they are sure about into taking, and there should be little to no risks if ever that they will be able to do so.
Yeah. And that's all about a question. It's all questions right now as to whom will get the pinnacle point, and it is Juicy. Juicy and Rage, very close by. They can take control of that vantage point, and that's exactly where they're gonna go. So
Mm-hmm.
I believe very much there's going to be a lot of crashes. Teams want to take away that position from Juicy. They want to take that vantage point, but you know what? Juicy, they got a lot to tank out. A lot of teams will decide to knock on their doors, and yep, they have went to one of the vantage points over in the Picado Hills. Yes, this is the same circle that I watched yesterday in PMPL, one of the last few matches. This is exactly where it kind of
Ooh.
closed in, and it's a really, I would say, it's a hard circle, but it's all about people who gets there first, and those of them who gets there a bit later, they will be targeted. Right now I think Meta knows better. That's the reason why they decided to go, you know what, you can take all the vantage point you want, we're gonna go with the lower.
Yeah, they got no choice as well. If ever that they try to go at the upper parts of the mountain, that will just mean that it may lead to their demise because there's already a couple of teams who are actually staying there already. But look at this. Astra decided to go for the contestment. We're seeing glimpses of Asteria heading there as well, and Range being left behind. But so far, we are seeing some executions here already from Sticks, from glimpses of Asteria being a secure one, but also I am wondering because this might be pretty deadly because they're subject to being sandwiched here. Mystery already being taken down by Bobo Milk. Bobo Milk is currently popping off this match. That's really nice.
Yeah. Ooh, and
Oh,
it's almost like Kobe. Oh
oh.
my god, there you go. This is what I said about people trying to steal areas. So ATG decided to come right smack in front without Boba Milk realizing that. Now, already gotten that information, Sushi will try to do a cover fire, but she's kind of pre-fired a bit early, and she might run into an area where ATG might push in. Now, Rara will come in and take into one of the spots. Although they were here quite early, but they decided not to go all the way up. They just went to the sites instead, so because they want to, be a third party engagement, probably that's the reason why. But ATG, it makes sense why they want to take the main portion, because they have the manpower, no problem with that. They're gonna try and fight it out, and now spraying over to Rage, but Rage managed to get themselves a YOLO and got himself a nice place down there. But here we go, we're seeing the fight still. Meta again being a bit passive this time. They are not going to show themselves out, but this is very
Mm-hmm.
smart. They're just going to trigger towards people and try to get whatever kill points that they can.
Very great discipline, but also even if that they try to go for the low key route, it is still the poison that they're actually being able to inflict. They've been able to
Woo!
secure one in for here for the side of ESFM Mystique, and so far they're outside of the circle. ATG is keeping an eye on them, and this is actually quite deadly because if ever they decide to go for the rotations later on, there is a high risk for them being gunned down, and at the same time due to the stereo, it's there's a -1, and it seems like that is going to be a problem for them later on as well. There's two more people surviving here.
Ooh. Now just coming away, and
Oh,
Sushi,
those
be careful. Oh,
shots.
she's returning fire, not dodging the bullet. She don't care what's gonna happen. But the last one, the
She's been
last
down
bullet managed to
though.
get her knocked, unfortunately. But she was trying to fight. It was really bold for her to do so. But again, this is what it means by, you don't want people to come in stealing the areas that you already have a good coverage. And now Duka is trying to take advantage of knowing where exactly Glimpse of Asteria is in. They're trying to push it in, and will try to take away areas that they might just take control of. But even if the amount of troubles, the enemy already have gotten away from that position. So Duka might not get a Kobe at all, and they will try to stick at whatever positions that they can for now, because this is the current circle. Meta is even trying to squeeze in. Right in front of me. But Manok. Oh, one more, one more, one more. Ooh, two
Oh
down. Now one
my.
more player left. Nanan is the only one live.
They're crazy, even putting up the grenade to serve as a cherry on top. Not entirely connecting though, but at least he's been able to take a couple of kills here onto the side of Mata Ladies, and now they're just popping off. Definitely. Nine is the only one remaining here for the side of Mata Ladies, and also ATG is just going for the lookout. Still the same thing, keeping an eye out on them because they know that they have the advantage in terms of grounds, and this is going to be the deciding point wherein the zone is already closing in. They had to go into the circle because they will be entirely eliminated, and if ever they try to go and ATG is there to end their life, so where should they go? Because at this point in time it would be pretty tricky for them to actually do something or plot something, because it can immediately be shut down here due to the fact that these teams, ATG, Range, and even ESFM Juicy, is already be able to establish a good fort at the higher grounds.
Ooh, look into the circle. Who is going to get the last circle? Oh, with a shotgun in hand, it's an SK-12. Again, it is also quite a good weapon. Compare it is comparable to a DBS.
Mm-hmm.
But having that shotgun meta at the last few circles is something that is going on right now. But the circle have already shown itself, and it's still being shared a few teams here, in the current compound. But it's quite impossible for them to jump up. So the only thing that can
Yeah.
go up is of course your throwables. People that is on the top portion, they can take precedence, they can farm like what ATG is doing. 7 amazing elimination points, and another one
Ooh.
goes down. Also, Duka being spotted, and I'm hearing all these gunshots, or shotgun being utilized at the last few circles. Still, now farming all these elimination points, eight
Oh
elimination
my.
points for ATG.
Very interesting behavior here from ATG. They're controlling this right now. Like they've been able to manipulate all the strings of their puppet, and now they have been able to get all of the advantage they can get. Like what you said,
Mm-hmm.
they've been accumulating all the kill points that they
Woo!
can. But look at this. It seems like ES Juicy is already right up in their alley, and there is already a high chance for them to
Woo!
actually go for the
Damn.
counters here versus ATG.
Ooh, nice Kobe.
Oh my, that's the Kobe! Seems like the Molly is not going to connect into Sushi, but her grenade onto ATG Alex would do. And seems like we're going to be seeing some of the members here by the side of ATG coming up to the rescue as far as it is possible, but at the same time it is going to be quite risky because so far ES Juicy has been able to take control of the situation already.
Ooh, there you go. A reverse gameplay right there. Sneakily, a Malaysian team, Juicy, decided to take things another level, to a juicy level. And yes, this is a good way to make them a bit, like, hey, I've got the better place. You guys got to hold on to whatever you guys get. I'm going to wait for it. But this is the thing about Juicy. They got to be disciplined not to spray elsewhere.
Ooh.
But, oh, ATG is coming in with a fight. They want to take over this place. And she needs to find a place to heal here, too. Rara and Sushi is only left behind, but Maxi trying
Oh
to get Rara 1 HP left, but no, she can't
no! Ooh!
get any more covers. Oh, no, no, no. Sushi is the only person alive. She's trying to eliminate, but what?
What?
ATG. ATG.
80. Oh my, look at those kills! That's a lot!
Damn. Because the rest of the teams,
Sheesh!
they couldn't survive in the circle. That's the reason why they couldn't get out, and ATG just took whatever that was left behind, and that was definitely a good push. But this is another way to come back up for ATG. Like finally, we're seeing them fighting all along, but they have not been getting the highlights as of now. This is their time. ATG Artemis back up with, how many kills is this? This is
12.
11. Oh, wait, 12.
Yeah.
12 elimination points. But also another team make a comeback. Juicy. Usually we keep on talking about Mystic, but Juicy has already shown themselves that they are as good as their sibling. And
Mm-hmm.
with 7 elimination points, and then Rage, another Malaysian team, also came back, coming back, showing a comeback with 3 elimination points at number 3.
Yeah, but also you have Gunzabasteri here with 5, and as well as Astra Esports with 6 kills. Really great. And as well
Mm-hmm.
as the fact that Mandalay has been able to accumulate 3, and ES from Mystique with 0 kills, as well as Grims. IEC and for Stagers Esports. So I guess only our top six has been able to accumulate some elimination points, and the rest hasn't been able to do so. What an interesting match.
Yep, definitely. They want to come back up. They know that this is a second last match. They need to make something out of nothing. So this is a way for them to show that we are still here. We want to give you guys a good fight. Now, I'm actually quite wondering about Mata because they
Mm-hmm.
didn't get any points, but they probably get a
Yeah.
little bit of the surviving points. They were, I would say, top 5 or top 6, something like that. But the teams that actually is going to be a threat to them is actually Glimpse of Asteria. And if you recall the scoreboard, they gotten themselves a bit of elimination points and they got eliminated a bit later. So does that mean Meta is finally put down in the scoreboard? I'm not so sure about that, Mochi.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, actually, I'm not quite sure as well because there might be a huge chance that they might have been thrown off because of uh, the last map that we had, which is Crystal Star has been able to win that, right? There might be a chance that they're put off or most likely a bit choked. They decided to, you know what, let's change our behavior and from there on their strategies are not entirely working anymore to their favor, so that might actually be some of the factors here that might actually put them into difficulty of how they weren't been able to accumulate some kill points right now, but hopefully they'll be able to go for a full reset next match, considering it's going to be in the land of Erangels, and I'm pretty sure that they're going to be pretty comfortable into executing here. But also, I really love the fact that the moment that I said all the potential candidates here for the champions, the other teams decided to step up,
Yeah.
specifically ATG, racking up a lot of kill points. And I am quite excited what they'll be having for us for the next one. Would it be another spicy dish or would it be a bit more unbearable to handle? Because in a good way, because these teams are really proving and putting themselves out there. But yeah, I think we'll be seeing much more of that later on. Once again, Map 5 will be the land of Erangel. I'm Mochi and I'm with this Jenny, and we'll be back after a quick break. Cool down, guys.